Hello, hi, good evening. This is Christine Crowle here, and I am here today because I wanted to actually talk about something else, but I just wanted to really go through like a weekly roundup. I did a video earlier about this, but I also wanted to talk about whether, what you thought about what was in the paper and also in the press about Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, the British Prime Minister. He did not categorically say that he's not going to increase the taxes. And that is kind of a bit of a worrying thing, because really they should have, well, as far as I'm concerned, they really should have known that what they was doing, what the cause and effect was going to be. But it seems as if they don't. It seems as if they're not sure what's going on. And for me, to listen and look at this, and for my clients, for example, it must be a bit worrying, really. I don't know what you think about this, in terms of how you think about what was said in the in the Daily Mail about Keir Starmer saying that he's not going to rise the taxes if need be. I think he's risen it. I think it's been risen as much as it possibly could, because although Rachel was the one that did the budget, they still was involved. So surely they must, correct me if I'm wrong, I am not an accountant or anything like that whatsoever, but why would they not know if they were going to put the taxes up again after what they've said at the budget? I thought the budget stays as it is. I didn't realise that it can be changed well, really, I could, because I suppose when the recession happened in 2008, there was the budget, and obviously things went completely the wrong way, for example. So is this part of him preparing us for that there could be another tax hike, for example? Because it was just strange how he couldn't answer that question and say no. We've done all of the maths. We've got all of the audits. We've got we know what's happened with this 22 billion black hole that they keep talking about. But I don't know what this 22 billion represented. If anyone knows, it would be really good to comment so that we know what's going on, because it just seems as if it's being avoided at all times. So this is why I've come on here to talk about this. I was going to talk about something else, but this is, in the news, and, I want to try and talk about things that is, to do with my clients, in the UK, for example, what the cause and effect of this could be, for example. And the not knowing is something which can be worrying. So this is why, like I said, I've come on here to really talk about where we was from last week. There was the petition, wasn't there, 2 weeks ago. And although the petition, it seems to have, died down, for example, because it's still, as far as I'm concerned here, looking at it, it's still not at 3 million. So it's like it's slowed right down, for example. And it's at 2,965,686, for example. So that's where as of today, this evening, December the 6th, at just after 9 o'clock, the thing still hasn't moved very much. So for me, what is really happening in the UK? Maybe someone can tell us here what's going on, because why would the Prime Minister say after the budget and all of this happening, for example, that he can't guarantee that there isn't going to be another tax increase, because where is this tax increase going to come from? For example, if it was to happen, who would be the ones that would pay for this tax increase? So, I mean, if you could comment here, that would be great, for example. But, you know, I also wanted to do a weekly roundup of where we are, for example. And we've got our event on enough of Keir Starmer and the Prime Minister. I know that there's always things on here every single day, and I don't like to go too much into it, but it is important to be aware of these things when they're being said. And I'm not a politician, thank God. I'm not a banker. I'm not a accountant. I'm not an auditor. I'm terrible with maths. You know, that is has been one of my weaknesses, for example, although I can add up things quite easily. But, you know, technical things like this is something that I'm not aware of how it works. So if anyone here does know how it works, it would be nice to hear your view of why you think that he said that he wasn't going to wasn't going to stop putting up the taxes, because here the Daily Mail mentioned that he admitted that there could be more tax hikes to come, despite that Rachel Reeves insisted that there will be no repeat budget mega raid. The Prime Minister also refused to rule out increasing the burden again if there were unforeseen circumstances. So what is this unforeseen circumstances that could be coming up? So the comments that was fueled by the concerns of Labour regarding the plans look really unbelievable, even after the Chancellor's record revenue raising package. You know, I mean, how much more can they raise this? And the businesses that are paying the national insurance increase, you know, they're really, the economy, as they look at the impact of the national insurance increase. And I've been talking about CEO, I've been talking about planning, I've been talking about staff audits for months now, before the budget even came out, you know. And we've got to really, directors, people, you've got to really start looking at what are you really spending out now. It's time to start doing it now. Is there things that you're paying for that is not money generating activity, for example? You know, yesterday they talked about this milestone, but they keep saying it's a millstone that must hit by the end of the Parliament, including rising living standards and building 1.5 million new homes, when the mortgage rates is sky high at the moment, for example. So how is that going to work? I really don't know. That is a concern as well. So we've got a lot of things that we need to start looking at. Community, CEOs, we need to start looking at what it is that you can do now, okay? You've got 4 months to plan so that you've got a safety net. Now, either you do another business type, for example, that's going to generate more income, for example, or you cut back on staff that you currently have got, and then perhaps put them as part-time. I don't like to say this, but I'm trying to be realistic here. We have to make sure that you are able to function when April 2025 comes, because the cause and effect is going to happen. So you've got to plan what it is that you need to do so that you're not hit come April, for example. So I'm just going to go through some weekly roundups, because I'm going to start doing weekly roundup news of the week, for example. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm going to be adding to the channel. Some of you may have seen that I was doing cooking program, which I did in 2020 during the lockdown. And like I said, I love to cook. I love to cook healthy food, especially if it's to do with the heart, because that is something that I think we need to look after. A lot of us are sitting at our desk more, for example, so we need to ensure that we're getting proper exercise. I'm not here to lecture anyone, for example, but try and get as much exercise as you can, because if you're sitting at your desk all day, you need to get up really every hour and walk around and stretch, because you don't want to end up with health issues. Okay, so I'm also going to be talking about semi-retirement, because it's something that I'm looking to do next year, i.e. instead of working 5 days a week, well actually I work more than 5 days a week, but instead of working 5 days a week, I plan to do 4 days a week, for example. So that I can do the things that I love to do. And that is so that I can show you things like, for example, I'd like to really improve on my YouTube channel here, semi-retirement, for example, health, doing vlogs, challenges. When we're faced with challenges, how are we going to cope with those challenges? Getting guest speakers as well to be on here as well. And then with regards to the coaches, remember I said probably about 2 weeks ago that we're looking for coaches to be their own boss, to be self-employed, for example. It's their business, it's not our business, it's their business. We're just there to provide the information so that they can thrive. For example, we've got 8 spaces left. We've taken on 2 coaches, yay, which I'm really excited about. And because I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to just stop doing this. I want to be able to give to the coaches that want to be coaches. But all I ask is that you attend the boot camp, for example, and then if you want to be a coach, then you can be a coach and I can help you to be that, providing you meet the criteria, and it's a good match for you, and it's a good match for the company as well. Okay, so care providers, I would love for you to start sharing some of your wins, things that is going to uplift us. And I'm also going to be covering business recovery here, which I think is very, very important. And on this note, I just want to talk to you today again, because another client who I spoke with today, she attended the boot camp in 2020, and she's doing very well with her business. And she reached out to me, and she's actually on the contract services that we're offering. So we're also offering subcontract services for you to get subcontracts, because that is a good way of getting experience, and also a good way for you to get a reference, for you to get a foot in the door for the larger contract, because you need to be able to practice. Seriously, you need to be able to practice and learn how to run a care business effectively without you struggling, for example, because you don't want that. You don't want to struggle, should I say. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to be coming on here live tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking about the boot camp. I'm going to be talking about the coaches, what we're looking for in a coach, so that you're going to be coachable, basically. So I'm going to be discussing that tomorrow. I'm going to be, every week, I'm going to be doing the weekly roundup of what's happening. So the weekly roundup is that we've taken on 2 coaches. This week we're we've got 8 more spaces left for coaches. We've got our live event, which is on the 27th and the 28th of December, and that's regarding the boot camp. What is in the boot camp? We're going to be going through some of the training of that as well. And look, if you want to be a coach, this is perfectly good opportunity for you to attend the boot camp, because I can also show you how to get leads, but I can also give you the leads as well, for example. Okay? Because like I said, I don't want to keep all of this to myself. I want to be able to share it with you. Look, I live in Cyprus, and I want you to be able to live wherever you want to live and run your business. Okay? So tomorrow is going to be about the boot camp. I'm going to be doing some live training with you as well, so that you're getting a feel of what is in the boot camp. But also we've got the event, which is the boot camp live free event, which is on the 27th and the 28th of December, for example. And what I want to say to you today is yes, we've got these things happening in the news all the time, but please don't lose your focus. Keep focused on you. Keep focused on your business. Keep focused on what's in your heart to protect yourself. Keep focused on that. Keep focused on your treasure, which is you, because you need to be able to feel strong and fit to run a business. The lady that I was speaking to today, she was with another one that was hired a manager, and both of them working together. It was just beautiful to see. I could see a strong woman that was able to build a business, for example, by attending our boot camps. And you know what that means to me? It means a lot, because I know what I do works. And what was so lovely is that she hired a manager, so she had a manager as well, and they've got staff members as well. And I just wanted to say to you, this is something which is achievable, but you've got to believe, and you've got to have the faith to make it work. You don't need to see the outcome. You need to focus on the journey to build and do what it is that you need to do to get there to that outcome. Because if you're just focusing on the outcome all the time, you're missing the important part in between, the steps that you need to do to actually get to the outcome. You're totally missing it. You're seeing perhaps someone doing really well, for example, in their healthcare business, and you're just focused on what you can see, what other people are doing, and you want that, rather than you focusing on you and what you can do and what's in your heart to make it work. What can you draw out of you to make your business work? And what steps are you going to do and commit to get to that outcome? So you got to become your future self today. You really do, because if you don't, you're always going to be wondering what it's like. You're always going to think, I want what that person's got. See, for me, what I'm enjoying right now is to be able to go for walks, to be able to have exercise, to be able to get fresh air, to be able to communicate with people, to be able to speak with my clients and say to them, look, I'm here for the long haul. I am here to support you. Whether you're using my services or not, I'm here to support you. And I want you to understand that. But you've also got to put the work in order for it to work for you. Because you can't do what I can do. And I can't do what you can do. Everybody has got their own talents. And we're forgetting that. We're all different. We're all unique. There's only one Christine. There's only one you. But you imagine, you know what it is that you want, but yet you haven't taken the steps that you need to get to that place. And that place is waiting for you. Your future self is waiting for you. It's around the corner. But you've got to make things happen. And that's by taking action. And I'm not saying work harder. I'm saying work smarter. Work smarter. Look at do a staff audit. Remember I said about creating that list of all the things that you're paying out for, and put one to one side that's not bringing money in for you. For example, it's not going to make you money, but then create the list of things that will make you money, and that's what you keep. That's what you keep. So I wanted to join this live today to talk to you obviously about the Prime Minister and how he said that he can't promise that there's not going to be any tax rises, for example, but at the same time, I hope that this is going to push you into doing something with your business, because you don't want to leave your business in the Prime Minister's hands, do you? Or Rachel Reeves' hands, or the Chancellor's hands, or the Parliament's hands? Whose hands do you want to have your business in? You want it in your hands so that you're in control, right? So the Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves and the budget, it really should give you incentive to do something with your business to make it bigger than what you ever dreamed of. And that's why the client, she came to me today. We had the appointment and she signed up for contracts, for example, subcontracts, because she also wanted to know about that aspect, and she wanted to really look at other things, because I said to her, and I'm saying to you, do not put all your eggs in one basket. You gotta diversify a bit. Yes, you build up one, and once it's built to where it needs to be, then you do another business type, so that if anything falls, if one of them falls, you've still got one standing, for example. So I hope that that was helpful for you, and I look forward to you joining me in the next live, which is tomorrow at 7 p.m. UK time. And tomorrow is about, starting it's about the business boot camp, and it's about 10x in your business in 2025, because you can do it. You can with determination. Like I said, don't leave it in Keir Starmer's hands or the Rachel Reeves' hands. You have your business firmly in your hands, so you're in control of your own business. You understand what you want for your business. You know what your DNA is for your business. So make it work. Directors, make it work. So thank you so much, and I look forward to speaking with you all tomorrow. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye. I'll see you on the internet. Bye. Thank you.